Good evening, and welcome to Riderpiece Theater. Me, Alistair Dayhawk, and tonight, me proud to present Kamen Rider Gavv, episode 12. So we get the shocking reveal that Kamen Rider Valen is Hanto, and Shoma's like, oh my god, Hanto is Kamen Rider Valen, oh my god. But before he could react, Hanto is in a dire strain since he collapsed and he's in his pool of his own blood because after the alligator gaunute fireball attack. So Shoma did the hero thing to do, which is rescue Hanto and retreat. And we get into the next scene where it was supposed to be a hospital, but due to Hanto's request, Shoma dropped him off in some shady alley. And this is where Hanto is asking questions as to how did you know my name? It sounds like you knew me for quite some time, so who the hell are you? And I'm sure Shoma was trying his best to weasel his way out of this situation, but he knows he got caught. And then it looked like Shoma was about to leave until Hanto says, hey, you should reveal your own identity now since mine is revealed, so come on now. Let's see who you are behind that helmet of yours. And then it's revealed that it's Shoma, and Hanto wasn't shocked at all. He just kind of knew it was him all along. It's just he was gathering clues and assuming as such, and he just collapses. And we move on from there to Shashika, who is desperately trying to find the boy and of course Emmy, but luckily for her, she found Emmy instead in some parking lot, and she is shooken up. She is scared, she is shivering, and Shashika's asking her, hey, where were you? What happened? Are you okay? But Emmy is so scared that she was like, these monsters were trying to kill me and whatnot. And then after the shooken up Emmy, we move to Shoma and Hanto at the Shashika offices. And you see, Shoma finishing up Hanto, bandaging him up, and he sees the scar in his abdomen where the surgery from Dr. Nick was performed. And then Shoma does his own detective work and says, well, to himself that, so he had surgery in order to become a Kamen Rider, and he's apparently human after all. And he is sad about that because I'm sure he wanted Hanto to be a gaunute just like him, so that he wouldn't be as lonely as he is. But he's human with a piece of some gaunute inside him. So we still don't know what piece of where that piece came from. And maybe it would be interesting if the truth gets revealed that piece came from Shoma's dad. That would be interesting. But will we get that reveal? Too soon to tell. But Shoma doesn't know that there's a piece of a gaunute inside him, but all he knows is that he had surgery. And then he receives a call from Shashika telling him that she's going to be spending the night with the girls to make sure everything's okay. And then after the phone call ends, Hanto wakes up and tells Shoma that Shashika doesn't know that you're a Kamen Rider. I see. And then we get to see the sneak preview of the destined fight between him and Shoma. Because after he thanked him for saving his life, he just gets all angry mode and ask, like, why did you not go after the gaunute? Why did you have to save me? If you would have gone after the gaunute and destroyed him, then you would have saved so many lives. So why did you not go after him and save me and retreated? Why? And he gets all mad. He grabs Shoma by the sweater and takes and drags him to some table and just yelling at him, and Shoma being the con one and just basically telling Hanto, look, it wouldn't be the right thing just to leave you there to die. Like, we can get the gaunute next time. Your life is important right now. Why are you throwing your life away just for me to go after this monster? Why? And he even said that to Hanto that I would have been one of those gaunutes that pretty much kills people if he would have done that. So he did the right thing. It's just Hanto, I just don't understand why he doesn't see it until he realized that, yeah, you're right. Like, if I die, then, I wouldn't be saving people from gaunutes after all. I mean, like, he realized that and he apologizes. And this leads to him telling his story of why he hates gaunutes so much. And he shows Shoma a picture of him with his mother, and we get a flashback of, the gaunute pouncing on Hanto's mother. And to this, and still, there's no face reveal of Hanto's mother getting, pounced on. We don't see her face, but we do see her face on that picture, which causes Shoma to react strangely because his head was hurting for no apparent reason. And then Hanto finishes off with, the gaunutes took everything from me. I hate them with a passion, and I will not stop until every last one of them is dead. Which causes Shoma to be scared himself, because you see him grabbing his sweater and indicating that, hey, he has a secret, which is he has a second stomach, a second mouth, and he cannot reveal the entire truth, even though he revealed that he too lost a mother to the gaunutes. Only that he only revealed half the truth, because he told Hanto that he saw his mother turn into a spice. However, he didn't finish off by saying after she got turned into a spice, she was crushed before my eyes. So I don't understand why he didn't reveal that part, but he left it there. So it leads to a very interesting theory, which causes my first theory to be thrown out the door if the writers were to pursue this. Why would Shoma's head react the way it did, as if a memory is trying to return to Shoma? Is there a possibility that the monster that attacked Hanto's mother could be Shoma in his gaunute form? That could be a strong possibility, because why would his brain react the way it did? If that were the case, that would mean that Hanto and Shoma, being half siblings, would be thrown out the door almost immediately. So that would suck, but you know what? This will be more interesting, because Shoma didn't tell Hanto his origin story. Not entirely. For various good reasons, because if he would have told Hanto right there and then that he is a half gaunute, he is a member of the stomach family, God only knows how Hanto is going to react. He's probably going to beat the hell out of Shoma for being a gaunute and whatnot, but I don't know. At least it's out there, and the blow would have been lessened compared to later on, which I have a strong belief that someone from the stomach family is gonna rat out Shoma to tell Hanto that, yeah, your partner in crime, he is a half gaunute and is a member of the stomach family. And I already imagine him storming into the offices and he's gonna yell and scream as to, is this true? Are you a member of the stomach family? Are you a gaunute? And of course, Shoma has no choice but to tell the truth. And he's going to go into a revenge tour. Hanto is going to stop Shoma from helping people because he's going to interfere and try to fight him. I can already imagine the results of what's going to happen in the future. But right now, this is all theorized, what may happen. So I'm just, but if the writing team decide that it was Shoma in gaunute form, then again, my first theory of Hanto and Shoma being siblings is out. It's automatically out. So we move on from, getting to know one another to the girls. They were having a slumber party, and Shashika is showing off pictures of Gavv beating up monsters and telling Emmy and Hana, that, hey, this Kamen Rider is a good man. He beats up monsters, so he's one of the good guys, so relax. Even though Emmy has some sort of relief that, the Kamen Rider is one of the good guys, she cannot help but feel scared knowing that the gaunute is still out there and maybe, just maybe, is going to continue hunting her down, which leads to Shashika having a plan, a trap, if you will. So before I go on to the Shashika plan, we go to the gaunute world, and we get this random scene of this gaunute who is addicted clearly to the dark treats and wants to buy a dark treat. Unfortunately for him, he has no money and he tries to steal one, but the agent stopped him, telling him, well, you have no money, so I'm not going to give you any dark treats. But the gaunute is so desperate, so addicted to it, that he is willing to do anything to get dark treats. And you see the gaunute being dragged away. And as random as this scene was, which will lead to something important, it just goes to show that these dark treats are very dangerous. These treats are the equivalent of crack cocaine in this world. And yeah, it's really, really bad. And we move on to the next scene with Shashika. It's morning. She returned to her office, and she tells Shoma, who is brushing his teeth, both his human teeth and his Gavv teeth, and she devises a plan to catch the catfish, if you will. So she was doing research all night, and she discovers that there's this guy named Gataro, and supposedly this is the guy who is abducting women, just like Emmy. So she decides that she wants to spring a trap. She's going to go over there. Well, she's going to set up a date with this guy and set up this trap. And if this man is the monster, right? Because gaunutes can disguise themselves. She will post online, hey, Kamen Rider, can you come and save me? I'm in trouble. Then, the Kamen Rider come in and dispose of the gaunute, and Shashika will be saved. That's her plan. However, she suddenly wants to take a nap, so she tells Shoma, look, I'm going to plan this. However, I'm going to take a nap before getting myself ready to spring the trap. So I'm going to go take a nap. Let me know and wake me up when it's time. And of course, Shoma says, yeah, don't worry about it. It will be taken care of. And he was right. It was taken care of, all right. But, Shoma did the right thing, not getting Shashika involved because, but yeah, he decides to spring the trap himself, which leads it to the next scene. Because we get to see Hanto visiting Dr. Nick just to get a checkup because, after what happened. And he, because he can't go to the hospital because Hanto is concerned that if he goes to a doctor and the doctor notice something unusual about Hanto, like Hanto wouldn't know how to, answer these questions the doctor may want to ask him and just perform tests and all that. So he doesn't want to deal with that. So he had no choice but to go visit Dr. Nick. And Dr. Nick said, well, everything is fine. You're healing quite well. And you should place your trust in me more, that sort of thing. Then we get the phone call from Shoma, and Shoma calls Hanto about his plan, and he goes to see him. And so after he leaves, Dr. Nick talks to himself a little bit, and he is impressed of how his healing rate has gone up since the surgery. And obviously it has something to do with his gaunute piece. So we move on from there to Lango, and he discussed his findings to his sister Golata, and tells her that our half brother has indeed awakened his powers. He is becoming strong. I can understand why our twin siblings had so much trouble dealing with him. So he decides to boost up his part-timer ranks. And the way he is hiring these particular part-timers is he's hiring part-timers that have unusual special abilities because he knows he's up against his half-brother and, of course, Hanto. So he needs to find these special gaunutes, which leads to the very same gaunute that we saw in the last scene being dragged and he being dragged. And then we get to see Lango welcoming this gaunute as welcome to the stomach company. So that gaunute is a part-timer now. So it's obvious that this gaunute is very important. And I have a theory. Is it possible that this gaunute in the future could be the third Kamen Rider? Food for thought. So we move on from the dragging and recruitment of this poor gaunute into the stomach company. We go to, let me see. Yeah. So we go to this scene and you see this girl dressed in white, assuming that that's Shashika going on this date. And you see this kid gaunute, the very same kid gaunute from last week, just sitting there reading a book. And as the girl walks past the kid, he does the tongue attack. Only this time, the girl dodges the tongue. And the monster's like, what? What's going on here? And it's revealed that it was Shoma in disguise. So Shoma didn't wake up Shashika after all. He just let Shashika take her nap while he deals with the monster. And he was not alone. As the monster tried to escape, Hanto was in the back and just to prevent him from escaping from either side. And the monster's like, Jesus, okay, fine, I will kill you, and because you always interfere. So he transforms, and we get to see Shoma and Hanto together and transform together, and we see a rematch between Hanto, Shoma, and the gaunute. So we get that, and Shoma uses his chip form, and unfortunately, the gaunute eats the chip swords. And then we get to Hanto, who decides to create a pool of chocolate and tells Shoma, hey, come over here. And Shoma's like, okay. So he goes and sees this pool of chocolate, and Hanto takes the swords and just dumps it in the pool of chocolate. And then Shoma uses the swords and realizes, hey, this is more effective now because the swords have become much tougher thanks to the chocolate. And then we get this cool scene with Shoma where he takes 3 cachizos on top of the sword, and just like the way he did it was like he just, hey, here, like I will let you pick one of the 3 cachizos for you to use. And Hanto picks the donut gachizo, and we get to see Hanto in his new form, in his chocolate donut form. And then with the combination between the combination of chocolate donuts and lollipops, they've destroyed the alligator gaunute. And so we move on to the last 2 scenes. The gaunute has been destroyed, and we get to see Hanto showing off this recording he did. Like, he pulled a Spider-Man. He was recording this whole fight between him and Shoma and the gaunute, and just showing the recording to the girls, assuring them that this monster is destroyed and it will never bother you again. And, you know, it's a happy ending and all that. And then we get to see Hanto and Shoma forming this friendship, that Hanto said to Shoma that I'm happy that I'm not alone, and that we share, you know, we share a couple of things that brought us together. And, you know, I hope that this friendship can flourish and continue on. And Shoma is, you know, thanking him and whatnot. But you know that he, as much as he values Hanto as a friend, he knows that he's keeping a terrible secret from him. It's not terrible, but he is keeping a secret from him, that Hanto assumes that Shoma is human, but we all know that Shoma is not. And he is afraid that once the truth is out, then all bets are off. And so, yeah, right now he's happy to have Hanto as a friend, but he knows that he's treading on thin ice. He knows it. And then we get to the final scene of this episode with the twins, and they have the most terrible luck ever. They lost nearly everything. Their older brother is trying to marry them off to rich families. They're running away. They don't want to come back. And because they know if they come back, that's it. It's done. Lango is going to marry them off, and they don't know what to do. And what's worse is that the agents kicked the twins out of their building, because since they no longer are a part of the company, the building is no longer theirs to stay. So you see these agents just giving the twins the boot. And it's raining, and it's like a shady area in some alley. And I'm not sure if it's in the human world or in the gaunute world. I think it's the human world. But it's raining, and they're angry. And they're taking their anger on their half-brother, because if it weren't for him, the twins wouldn't be in the position they're in right now. So you can tell that the twins, they want revenge, and they want to take down their little brother, because it's his fault that the twins are going to be married off, separated, and they lost everything. So in the next episode, we're going to see them trying to fight their little brother, and I don't know how Shoma's going to deal with this, because, mind you, this is the end of the episode. I don't know how Shoma's gonna do this, because we know that Shoma is not gonna kill his twin siblings. I don't think so, but I don't know. Like, obviously Shoma and Hanto is gonna defeat the twins, but is Hanto gonna kill them, and is Shoma's gonna allow that to happen? I don't think so, but I don't know. This is gonna be a tough predicament for poor Shoma, because I don't see the Stomach family getting killed off unless it was Hanto. If it was Hanto, sure, but Shoma, I think, like, as much as he hates his own family for killing his mom, it's his family, and I don't think he wants them dead. He wants them stopped, of course, but have them killed? I don't think so. So next episode, we're going to see how Shoma is going to deal with this problem, because the twins are going after Shoma. Other than that, I think the episode is good as always. It's just that this episode is already planting the seeds of the eventual fight between Shoma and Hanto, and Shoma is keeping his origins a secret for a very good reason, but Hanto's not going to see it that way. And we're going to see in the future who in the hell is going to spill the beans, and Hanto doing the kicking and screaming and be like, Shoma, you lied to me. I trusted you. You didn't tell me that you're a gaunute, and I told you everything about what happened to me. You didn't say anything. You lied to me. And because of that, I have to kill you, or something like that. So you can tell that the seeds are already planted. But, I like to see, I love, the relationship officially. It's official now. They're going to have they are a tag team now. But it's going to be tested. It's seriously going to be tested. And the gaunute, the poor gaunute that was hired to become a part-timer, I believe, this is just a theory, that he could be the third Kamen Rider. I could be wrong, or else why is this gaunute so important to have two scenes with this monster? Just saying. But other than that, another great episode. We get to see Donut form, Valen, and friendship forming, seeds planted, and also this theory that the monster could be Shoma, and yeah, that's another part that Hanto is going to be really pissed off, because if it's revealed that it was Shoma, and I'm sure it was by accident, and it was, couldn't control his form, Hanto's not going to see it that way, because, you killed my mom, so I'm going to kill you. So, yeah, things are going to get very, very ugly in the near future. And I'm here for it. I'm sure you're here for it too. So, thank you so much for listening. Did you like the episode? Did you dislike it? Did I miss anything? Let me know, because even though I have my notes in front of me, I may have missed a couple of things. Give a like if you like it, and please subscribe. And I'll see you all on the other side of Oblivion. Johnny!